I had you settled in your spot with your food. What you doing? Come on. Let's go back to your spot. Nice try. Come on. Come on. Come on. Up here. Come on. Come on. Come on, Mr. Man. Go, go, go. Come on. Yes, there you go. There you go. I know when I called Morris, it confused you. It confused you. It's a good boy. Well, Morris isn't here. Of course, they're all discombobulated about where they're supposed to be when again. So, taking Ruby this morning. Dawn's going to come pick me up at Tesla. My appointment's at 8:15. We usually both show up there around 8. Without doing anything different than just, you know, me leaving and then Dawn leaving. So. Hey, Panther. Hi. There you go. Good morning. Yes, you're very happy to see me. I'm happy to see you too. You got dirt in your water bowl from the possums again. I'll fix it. And Dawn took off some of the cardboard yesterday. I can't wait to get this power washed. Hey, bud. And since it seems like we're not going to have any too cold weather, I keep on saying that, you understand, now we're going to get zapped. Sounds like Dawn has the heat on for me. I'll take it. It's in the 50s out here this morning, I think. Good morning, Ruby. I see one deer crossing the driveway down here. Let's see if there's more. Be a little careful. Not that I'm not careful going out most mornings. There, he's gonna go back across, bud. Take your friends with you just so we all stay safe. Go on. Go on. And there are a couple more over here. At least one. 2. Come on, guys. I'd be happier if they just took off. Okay. They're giving me the look. Alright. I think we're in the clear. Got a little bit of fog this morning. And I had to turn the air conditioner on up front on the glass to get rid of the humidity. It was fogging up. We could stay a lot warmer in the car if it could be humid inside, but if it's humid inside, then you can't see out the window. So, compromises, compromises. The verbiage that Tesla sent me on the, you know, service thing was a little bit different again, and definitely said no loaner and no Uber. And, you know, hopefully they'll get her in and out today. That would be good. Pickups on Tuesday are less desirable because of shopping and taekwondo in the evening. We have a little more flexibility on a Monday. I won't cook anything too complicated tonight, so if we end up having to drive up there when I normally would be cooking, it won't be such a big deal. Like I said, definitely a little bit of a foggy sky this morning. just checking, and Crew 6, the launch last night from SpaceX, was scrubbed. The headline I have in front of me says at the last minute, so I have to go read some details. It was going up at 1:45 a.m. and when you're getting up at 5:30, it just doesn't make for good live watching, but does make for spectacular viewing in the night sky though. So I have to read about what happened and when the next shot is. I haven't gotten that far. The stoplight wasn't long enough. Johnny should have had sufficient time to get to class without a tardy today, so that's good. Ruby's showing me 8 a.m. to get to Tesla, so that's perfect timing. Don is on his way. And I'm not going to St. Monica's because I need to get to Tesla, and they're in opposite directions actually when I exit the university. I don't remember seeing that mural before. I would take Ruby's picture in front of it like I usually do with murals, but I think it would block too much that's important to see for the art. I count with the child in the middle, a little bit of the skyline. It says it's from 2020, but I sure don't remember seeing it before. I saw an article in the paper that they're getting ready to repave this section of the Beltline. Apparently they put this top surface on as an anti-slide surface. It was too slick and people were hydroplaning, so they put this surface on top of the asphalt, and the surface they applied isn't doing so good. It's going to take them like 18 months to fix it, to repave it. They'll be putting on some surface again, but it will be supposed to hold up better. I guess we'll find out in time. But yeah, this over here is just a horrible stretch of road. It's gonna make getting in and out of Crabtree Valley Mall, exit Tesla, a little more difficult while they have lane closures and such. I saw a parking space that I think I can get into. Please let it still be there when I come around the corner. Yeah, it's the end of February, not the end of March, so it shouldn't be quarter end deliveries. I know they're trying to get away from that. I'm not super convinced, but yeah. Oh, that person over there is backing into the space I was going to use. There is a space here at the service area. All right, I'm lined up between the lines. There's an employee car on my right and a dealer tag, I would have to say loaner car, on my left. Okay, service team, please warm me up. I am seeing all vehicles available for test drive, so... Well, maybe not an S. There's a couple of 3s, a Y, and an X. So yeah, maybe not an S. And there are a few parking spots this morning. Valerie just wanted to review what was happening, and she says it's about 6 hours worth of work. And we knew that replacing the heater's no big deal, and replacing the fuse is a huge deal. So she said, let's think probably tomorrow and maybe Wednesday. If they can do that, that's good. I mean, the parts, we're not waiting on a part, so.
The guy said it's probably, he could do it in like 4 hours.
Right.
The guy who did this thing on YouTube, he said, the first time it took him all day.
Yep.
And then the second time, he said he probably cut it down to 4 hours. So,
right. So I believe it's a good piece of work. So maybe they'll do it they'll put it on overnight. If they're still doing some work overnight, maybe that's an overnight thing. Valerie was really nice. Like she said, she just wanted to set expectations and review the ticket. She'd seen me come into the restroom. I was surprised somebody wanted to actually talk to me. I thought they didn't want to talk to you no matter what. So I was like in shock.
Yeah.
And she just was, I would rather have expectations set that probably not today. And that way, I don't have to it's better to surprise me and it be done early than to tell me it'll be done today and I don't get it till Wednesday. You know how that customer expectation thing goes. Yeah, always do better than you tell me you're going to do, not worse. So
right. Well, I was going to say, look, I know Tesla service has a lot of challenges. I totally confess that. But you know, I've gone in twice now before and talked to people inside, and I think I got legitimate, good quality service. They told me accurate stuff. That the last 2 times I've went in, and now you've went in, and so I guess the point is maybe it's not perfect, but they at least, you know, there are people there who care and try to do the right thing. I mean, they're not trying to just be.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I don't think I haven't had my seatbelt on yet. I don't think for a 6-hour repair that it taking a day or 2 for them to squeeze that work in is a problem. I was noticing that pretty Model X over there, it has rainbow glass.
It does. I see that.
Now, the new 3s and the Y do not have rainbow glass.
Right.
But the pretty Model X appears to have rainbow glass. What's up with that?
I don't
know. I don't know how he could forgot, but we had this talk about rainbow glass after in my video the other day. I said the rainbow glass was important.
I just want glass.
I'm like, you've been washing Ruby. How long and you haven't paid attention to the rainbow glass? He goes, well, people don't care about that. I'm like, you should read on Facebook. I am not the only one.
Oh, God.
Anyway, it looks new and it's got rainbow glass. There's another Model X with rainbow glass.
Yeah.
So I can knock off, I won't have rainbow glass from my reasons why I won't trade in Ruby.
Yeah, well, you can see it's got the heater on the autopilot.
You can see the little red line up there. You sure can. Here, let me zoom in on that so our viewers can see it too instead of just relying on our eyesight.
Yeah.
Yep. So Don just had a beep, and we're in the construction zone over here. He says when we came back from picking up Johnny from his friend's birthday party, she beeped several times in the construction zone over here, and Don really felt like he was.
Well, it was raining.
Yep.
I had both hands on the wheel, and I was paying super duper attention.
Right.
And Marianne said, "Oh, well, it's because you didn't see the white flash." I said, "That's right. I don't look at the instrument. I'm looking out the windshield and looking at it out there. There's nothing on the down here I need to look at."
Right. Yeah. But when it does the beep for my construction zone by Wake Tech, it beeps and it puts up the apply slight force, but it's really fast. It's not the normal amount, and then it stops. It's not because you move the wheel, but because it just stops. So I don't know. I'm continuing to record in case it beeps again, but we heard it at least once, and I feel sure that it had nothing to do with Don not moving the wheel.
That's right.
But this construction zone is pretty intense with cement barricades up to the side of the road, and it goes on for several miles.
Yeah, and this construction will be going on for several more years.
Oh, God. There it went. Yep, and I think you guys saw it. And again, that had nothing to do with what Don was doing with his hand. So
you might be able to stop the video and catch it, because I saw it change that.
Yeah, I saw it change it from I'd like to change lanes. Please confirm lane change to the apply slight force. I visually saw it. I don't know what she's slowing
down for. I don't really want to get over, because this is one of those cases. All these cars are going to come merging.
Well, here, I'll just tap to cancel for you, because there's no reason why you need to change lanes. I guess she wants you to get on Cary Parkway. I don't know.
Oh, we're going to Yates Mill?
Yeah, exit 99, she's saying.
Did I? Well, I didn't tell her not to
turn. You're good. I mean, I don't know.
Woo!
What?
There was a drive shaft.
Oh, a piece of metal in the road. Yeah, she's not going to avoid that.
Well, it was on the yellow line. It didn't actually totally cross. I mean, it was the edge of the yellow line was just. I mean, it was just on the edge.
So she's trying to maybe get you around this yellow here. Yeah. And that's why she has you getting off at not the expected place. So maybe you should listen to her. Right. She's not staying on until Lake Wheeler. Right. I mean, look, we got to change this to no. Well, I mean, I guess sometimes Don wants to confirm lane changes and sometimes he doesn't. Anyway, we were supposed to stay on I-40, and the reason why she got us off at Cary Parkway is because staying on US 1 was not going to get us where we wanted to be. So we did get off at Cary Parkway, but the thing is it was making Dawn confirm the lane change, and that caused us to miss the exit.
Yeah, I don't want to confirm the lane change.
Right, but I think one other time,
well, it's the
passing. I'm gonna use the word loosely that you complained about it moving, but I think we have you on exit passing lane no, and I need to change that for Ruby to get me out of the passing lane, because she tries to get back right so much. It's kind of been driving me nuts.
Right,
so
there was a thing that has to do with passing,
right, that
I did not like. Well, that's got nothing to do with navigation to my destination.
Right.
Now you could argue, do you want to sit in the slow lane, or do you want me to always try to pass? I mean, that's it. But
right. Well, I'll fix this for you when we get stopped at the park. We'll try it the other way. I'm sure we changed it to that because you weren't happy about what it was doing, but now it may have overcorrected for you in a way that's also annoying. So we'll see. So they are replacing the big boardwalk. They're going to put a little overhead shade roof seating area, kind of like they did on the back boardwalk. And it's going to be closed for, well, they're getting on pretty good, but another couple of weeks. We knew that when we came over here, so we're going to walk. It's just that we won't be able to walk the loop. I see azalea blooms. It won't be too long and we'll be going to WRAL. They're getting ready to pop. Well, we've had a lot of really warm weather. So yeah, it's early, but not that early. You look like you have a, yeah, that was basically what I was trying to say. The windbreaker really shows it off a bit differently. I was gonna say, we're not used to walking in from this direction. We usually go the other way. Yeah. Unfortunately, I have on my Crocs, and not even my good Crocs. I wasn't smart and put my sneakers on this morning, but Don offered to take me someplace to walk, and how stupid would it have been to have just turned around and gone back to Fuquay to walk. So here we are, making use of our outing. Well, it won't be running like this in July and August, but wow, sounds pretty.
Yeah, it's unusual that the water's coming off all the way across the dam.
Yeah. Yeah, they had a post this weekend that the snakes are out because of the warm weather and not to bother them, reminding people what they look like, etc., etc. Yeah, don't come to the park if you can't handle snakes. They won't bother you, I promise. I can't tell what kind of ducks those are, but I never saw a hooded merganser this year. And there you can see the boardwalk down on the far end. They don't have much rail on it right now. Oh, Donnie, you're on the path to a healthy heart.
Oh, isn't that sweet? American Heart Month.
Yeah, well, it's February hearts, you know, red hearts.
Oh, is that it?
I think, and that's what that is a little coordination with the Valentine's Day. So what's this sign say? Go red for women. Heart disease is one of the leading causes of death for women in the U.S. 1 in 39 women die from breast cancer, and 1 from 3 will die of heart disease. Okay, that's really very heavy for a walk in the woods.
It says you're supposed to follow the signs. That one back there, you didn't read the.
Why do I have to follow the sign and go on the high hill trail this morning?
The thing, follow the signs.
Oh, but I don't like the.
Including the high road trail.
Okay, but this trail's boring.
Well, it's gonna take you back down to along the.
Well, we could come back down by the pavilion.
Besides that, we've never taken the people up this way.
Well, that's true. We've been on it before, but not recently on the channel.
It's been at least 3 or 4 years.
Right. Well, nobody ever wants to walk. Well, let's just rephrase that. If we're going to do it, February is a great month. You don't do this in July. Ticks, bugs.
There's lots of elevation change.
Yeah, this hill is better from the other direction. I have to say that once you get up, you stay up. It's basically up and stay up and then down.
But this does that frontal lobe thing. There's lots
Oh,
of
yes, yes, exercise my brain. Thank you.
Remember, Dr. Ekberg says 90%.
Yeah, but Don got himself in trouble this morning. He said if we want to go back and forth the second time, we don't have to, no, turn around now. We don't have to go back down up and down those steps, kitten. That's hard on you. And I said, boy, thank you for calling me a cripple this morning. I mean, damn sure we go back up and down those steps.
I got you going up this, you're not no cripple.
Well, I'd be more worried about me in the roots over here with my knee, but yeah, I got you. I'm not really mad at him, but I will give him, you know what, for it.
I just said it was hard on her. She's the one that added the cripple. I never thought.
Right, he wasn't that stupid. I just was trying to explain what he said versus what his wife heard. Oh, thanks, Donnie. This is a great trail this morning. My knee is loving it.
It is?
It is.
We all gonna do this one time.
Yeah. My heart's at 140. Says becoming more active reduces heart disease by 30 to 40% and stroke by 25% in people who participate in regular, moderate to vigorous activity.
And that's what that going up that hill was.
Yep.
They should have probably said this is your highest point, because I think they're pretty much at the highest spot almost. Do you see that way?
Well, I'd like to say all the times we've ever walked this, we've also come the other direction.
That's right.
We never came up that hill, not ever in the whole 15 or 20 years have we come that way.
That's right.
All right, well, we're going to stay high even though it points to the right. 80% of cardiac events can be prevented through proper prevention, treatment, and management. I guess we might have a little issue with what proper is, but I'll just bite my lip. Yeah, this is why we don't walk this trail too much. It really has nothing to do with the roots or the elevation. It has to do with you can't see much of the pond, and the pond's pretty. And imagine July and leaves, and then how much of the pond you can see. Basically, you don't even know it's down there. But we're enjoying it this morning. Like I said, February, winter time, now's the time to be up here. Totally the right time of year for this particular part of the hike. That's a piece of privet, not in my park.
That's right.
We'll get a closer look when we're on the trail down below, but you can see all the new wood and it's coming along nice. And I think the two places where it's always jut out for the seats is where they're going to put the roof. Yeah, the roof up. We'll show you over here. This is the one they did a couple years ago and it looks really nice, and they're basically just redoing that boardwalk to look like this one. Yeah, so instead of lots of spindles, they've got the chain link.
Yeah, it's captured between two.
Oh, wow, they did a nice job on the ends with the little metal strip and screwing that into it.
Yeah, and it's captured at the top and at the bottom by that 2x6. So this is really going to last
sturdy. And here you can see the little shade structures and how it juts out to the side and how they're going to come back and put that. And this is rubberized. This is recycled composite flooring here. Not the rails are wood, but the floor is not wood.
Actually, the top cap is composite.
Oh, you're right, it is. It's just
but everything, all that
other stuff where they put the screws is wood. Yeah. Like I said, they did a really nice job. There's a lot of reasons to come back here in the spring and summer, and having the shade while you've got your big lens aimed on some interesting wildlife is a great option. Last time I was out here with some other photographers, I was just in the sun for a couple hours and it was warm.
Yeah, why?
So this is the Creekside Trail, and we don't come back here because it's not a loop and it's usually really wet and swampy.
That's right. It's a mile out and a mile back. We're not going to go all the way because it's going to get really, really muddy. We're going to go until we get into a muddy spot. Yeah, and
NC State farmland is up on the other side of that hill. Matter of fact, I think the last time I walked this trail was with Dr. Dave Vollmer and his two boys when they were here, when he was doing his PhD at NC State. And we had his two boys and my two boys. I don't think you've ever walked out here with me.
No, I have not. I've ran this trail.
Right.
One of my times I came out here and ran, I came all the way out and back that was about that, plus the run up around the pond was basically my run, my 3-mile run.
Yeah, so to be clear, that would have been like circa 2008, 2010, something like that. It's been a while. But I totally agree this morning. We're on a exploration, and it's the right month again to do this because it's not going to get bit up by mosquitoes or the biting flies or anything. I mean, I ain't worried about running into no snake like some people would be, but that too. So you can get a look at the NC State farmland. There's a bluebird box over here.
It's last year's nest, it's not a new nest.
Right. No cup. We would have added one in there if we'd have known.
Yeah, that hole might be a little small. It's hard for me to tell you. I would agree though.
Can be slippery when wet, it says. These are newer boards.
Yeah.
Those are some big boards too. Look how thick they are. Yeah, well, you can see why little kids would love to come out here.
Yeah.
So what is that?
I think it's privet. Somebody went by and flagged them and they cut it.
They cut it, but they need, well, cutting it's only so good.
Yeah.
I mean, that's nice that it won't seed out, but
yeah,
come down here with the come along and pull it up out of the ground.
Yeah, but
I mean, I'm glad to see that they care. Don't misunderstand.
Right. Well, that was that comment I made. They said they keep going to do these natural areas. And I told them, if you're not going to stay on top of the privet, don't waste your time. Because after a very short amount of time, the privet takes over and it's nothing to see. All you do is walk along looking at privet.
Yep. This is the second miniature boardwalk, and Don's on my board and he's bouncing me. Actually, it's just a little spongy in places. You can see what we mean when we said it was swampy out here.
Yeah, if you were coming here with the mosquitoes.
Yeah, this is not a summer hike. Not for me anyway. I'm too susceptible to bugs causing me problems. Poison ivy too, even when I know what to look for. We did see one park person out one day along the trail, and she was pulling out with gloves on and proper equipment some poison ivy that was near the trail. I commended her for her effort. I mean, I get that the birds use the berries as food source and stuff, and it's an important, eradicating it is not great, but we don't have to leave it overhanging the trail where people that don't know any better going by with shorts on in the summer pick it up on their legs.
Well, also, I would tell you, poison ivy is not one of the things you need to try to protect.
Well, I don't know. People go overboard and then they eradicate stuff too far in the other direction, but I support it being...
I'm willing to live with the consequences of eradicating too far poison ivy.
Right. I've made Don kill all of it in our yard that we find because, yeah, I've already had a patch on my wrist. It's finally healed up after 2 weeks of itching. I either pulled something on the trail one morning and got it on my own, or one of the cats brought it to me, probably Stripe. At least it was just a 50-cent piece size on my wrist. I thought it was very unusual for February, but the roots and vine part has just this, you know, if you break it open, it has poison just like the leaves. That's why you can get it from digging in an area that you don't even know has it. So this park is a example of how to use trail markers properly. In other words, you're not going to get lost out here. A, the trail is really well worn, and B, there's a trail marker, let's say every 50 feet, 100 feet for sure. There's a lot of them. And someone has painstakingly made every trail marker a Pokestop. So it's like Pokemon heaven out here. It's fantastic Pokemoning in this area. If only one of us had worn our Pokemon watch today. Yeah. We're getting close to the loop. I'm going to put up a picture of the Pokemon map, and you'll see at the top of the map the loop area. Well, we're impressed. They've made this whole thing pretty passable. That's the old boardwalk, and you can see how low to the ground it was. And It just wasn't going to get you through here when it was wet. Wet season, and we're certainly in wet season right now. That privet's been marked for removal but not cut yet. So see, when I pulled that piece out of the ground, I did good. Yeah. Technically in the nature preserve, you're not supposed to mess with the plants and such, but I knew privet's bad.
Yeah, well, all this...
They have people see it's all marked. They need to get rid of that. That is a huge piece of privet.
Yeah, been there forever.
Yep. Well, cutting it down works if they're going to come back every year and recut it. Yeah. You know, before it seeds out. Yeah. It is somewhat effective on those super huge ones. Super huge pieces. So we're in the loop now. I believe we have come to the loop. I didn't exactly see where the loop comes back out, but I believe we're on the loop now. All right, so the other side of the bridge, you can see to the left and to the right, that's the loop. Yeah, well, they did good back there on that one low spot because I think it's the thing that kept people from completing the trail. Yeah. Ah, privet.
Yeah, well, they're not done.
Yep, they're not done.
Stay up with the privet. This is what happens.
It takes over. Yeah, Don and I were wishing that they would come in with a chipper shredder though, because they're just cutting it and throwing it off to the side of the trail. I mean, they still might, but they haven't been known to do that here at Yates Mill. Yeah. But they could put it back down on the trail. It would actually be beneficial.
Yeah.
Just chip it right onto the ground at the trail. Yeah. Hopefully they'll do that because they have access through the field if they really want it. NC State is part owner responsible for Yates Mill in cooperation with Yates Mill Associates, and if Yates Mill wants access from the NC State field, they're not going to have a problem getting it. So today's video title is Sometimes Different is Good. Yeah. Because the boardwalk being closed caused us to walk the opposite direction. Then the signs caused us to take the high trail. That's right. And then Don's enjoying the weather and the walk, and we got time today, so we came out here. So sometimes different is good. we all know I don't really love change, right? But sometimes it's okay. Well, I am super stoked about the Pokemon out here. It's quite a surprise. We go to more populated places with less Pokemon spots than out here, but somebody did do all of the trail markers, and there's like three gyms in the loop here at the end. And let's see, how long has this guy been in the gym? He's been, well, only 3 days, but so let's hope. But I've got high hopes that some of these gyms will stay blue with our Pokemon for weeks. That would be nice. There's a badge for staying in a gym for N number of days that if you get up to the higher levels you need. So you need to find a remote gym and stuff yourself and hope that people won't come and take you out.
Now that place that we walked when we went over there.
Yeah, they didn't stay in there as long as I was hoping.
Yeah, so. But the guy we bumped out was there for 29 days.
Right, and that helped him collect his coins, and 29 was probably good enough for the badge. I don't remember the specifics of the badge.
Yeah, well, as soon as she kicked him out, he came right back and kicked her out.
Yeah, he must live like in one of the
across the street
or something.
Yeah.
But this is great. I've gotten 20 new Pokestops per account out here spinning, and that's also a thing. You need so many unique Pokestops when you get up higher, and so it's all good. It's all good. I'll be like, Donnie, let's go walk the Creekside Trail. You're in trouble now.
Yeah, well, I actually, that would be okay with me, because doing multiple laps around and around the pond gets old. Yeah. And now that they've put this effort into putting these crossing these soggy places, I'm totally okay with this, other than maybe the mosquitoes or something.
Right. I don't know that we want to do it in July and August, but probably realistically any other time of the year is okay.
Yep. Now this is what I remember here, the way it used to be. Now look, they're working good. We've seen several caches of material stage where they're going to be fixing stuff. So I have hopes that they're going to address this problem here. But that's what I was saying. This is the way the trail used to be the last time I came. The whole thing, a lot of the trail that we've easily gotten over because they put boards down, or boardwalk, was a lot like this in the past. And so this is the way, why I said we're going to go until it's impassable. But we actually did pretty good. That's the worst spot we've seen. This is one of those caches I was talking about that we've seen. We've seen several like this. And I thought that the bottom was concrete, but it's not. It's composite, and it's old composite. You see, there's the original screw holes from wherever they took the decking up. So they pre-make these, I don't know, ties, they, 6x6, and put the composite on it, and that's a great idea. I'm liking it.
The trees through there that still have the leaves on them and are all lit up, those are beech trees. Those are the ones that have that real smooth bark that people like to put their initials in. Yep, that's what those are. Pretty. All right, so we're right at the far end of it, and you can see that they're down there working, and yeah, it's coming along real nice.
Yeah.
This part down here on the end was really spongy and had a couple holes in it. Really needed to be replaced. So
yeah, the footings on the bridge looks like they left those there.
Yep, I agree.
Concrete piers, but this they put down a new I don't know, let's call it footing backer wall
deck.
Yeah, well, underneath the deck is sitting on like at least 4 2x12s together. Sure. It's kind of making like a little retaining wall.
Well, it's looking good. We'll come back when it's done, if not before, and definitely give you a tour. And now we got to walk back the way, well, sort of the way we came. This would be in the normal direction, though.
That's right.
We're just going to stay low here near the mill pond this time. Yeah, I knew he was going to take off on me, the heron. Oh, well. We were being pretty quiet. When I opened the Tesla service ticket, I overrode Don's name with my name,
yeah,
his email with my email, and his phone number with my phone number. And I do that every time, yeah, because it's my car. I handle these things for us. I'm more reachable than Don is.
Yeah. Any
number of things. And my name's on the title, just like Don's name is. Yeah. So I'm like, it's his Tesla account, because back in the day, yeah, you had to share. You don't really have to share anymore, well, but
when I got the Model 3, Sam and I went up to Tesla.
You made the reservation.
You had to have
an
account or something. That's
yep,
when it happened.
Yep. But now you can put drivers on, like we had Kyle on Jules. You just put in their email. They can log in with their Tesla account or whatever, but they show up as a user. So technically we could change it, but we just, Don and I are comfortable with each other. We don't need to worry about privacy issues or sharing or whatever. But anyway, so Valerie called Don, and real friendly. Hey, Mr. Miller, I kind of need you to go approve the estimate so we can begin work on your vehicle. I'll come back in just a minute. So anyway, she wanted us to approve the estimate, and thing is that no problem. I pulled up the app. It said we needed to approve it, and I approved it, and we didn't give her a hard time. But I did say, we already approved the estimate. And by the way, I don't know if the pennies were the same, but it was still $1,700 and something. So if it changed a few pennies or dollars, you just wouldn't have noticed. But anyway, if you might remember, when we created the ticket, we had to wait a couple hours for them to review it. They put an estimate in, we approved the estimate, and then they let us create the service appointment. So I know we approved it, but no problem. We can go in and approve it again if somehow it got reset from something they did or something we did. It wasn't a big deal. And they have put Wednesday at 5:30. They warned me this morning, pretty much not today, maybe tomorrow, probably Wednesday. So Wednesday at 5:30, which isn't a problem. It's longer than I want it to be, but it's not a problem per se, especially if that actually is that time and it doesn't get pushed out till I don't get my car by the weekend, because then I'll be, mouthy about it. I can deal with Wednesday. Thing is, though, is I got to go get the mole removed on my foot Wednesday, and Don's got to pick up Johnny from school. So I told Don, if you're not careful, you're going to be driving the GMC or the van downtown, because we're going to be a 1 Tesla family during the day on Wednesday. And that'll be exactly how it'll work out too. We'll all get home from downtown for the second time that day, and then the car will be ready right during the middle of dinner for us to drive back downtown a third time and pick up the car. That's how it works every single time. I just want them to know that I need my pickups at 1 in the afternoon. Pretty much, even if you keep the car to the next day, that would probably be super convenient for us, because they don't want you leaving it up there because they ain't got no space for any extra cars. It'll work out, but it's never convenient. The guys are doing some work right around the water trough, the water wheel. I saw the miller this morning. He's around often doing stuff. When the windows open on the mill above the water trough, that means sometimes they're running it. They open that window when they run it so they can see it, make sure things are going, or the water's flowing properly. Anyway, they're doing a repair of some sort. Quit your belly aching over there.
You know, maybe I don't do pressure washing today. Maybe I take today off because you work me too much with that hiking.
I don't think so. I think you get a nap and you get some deviled eggs and have a nice snack, and then we do the front porch.
I guess.
I really, 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 really want my front porch cleaned. Yeah, it was 3.7 miles, 2 hours and 20 minutes.
Yes.
Yep, it was a little lengthy today. Woo.
Yeah.
You don't want to know what that was. That was Dawn making sure things went well.
Oh, right, yes.
But although Jules this morning totally saw something hanging out in the road and moved to the right to get around it.
Yeah, a truck was pulling one of those landscaping, you know, with all the lawnmowers and stuff, and his wheel...
A trailer,
right, I'm sorry. His wheel was actually in my lane. He was in the left turn lane, and Jules moved over and moved right back.
And she might have moved there, but who knows?
Yeah, I didn't. Well, I probably, never mind. If I would have been controlling the accelerator, I would have backed off and gave the guy time to complete, but she was driving, so that she just pedaled to the metal, you know, and that's how come it got a little tighter than I was comfortable with. And I'm sure that guy said, come on, cut me a break, although he had already cut really tight to try to stay on his side of the road coming out of that driveway. So, you know, he did the best he could. Hopefully his trailer didn't drop into the ditch.
Oh, it would have been nice to take a nap with Don. He was piled up on the love seat with some deviled eggs and YouTube videos queued up and ready to fall out for a little bit. Instead, I had to have some coffee and try to wake myself up and get back on the road. The radar is empty, but there's 3 or 4 drops on the windshield. I didn't see the accident happen, but there's been a collision and there's broken reflective lights in the middle of the intersection, and yeah, it's not good. Yeah, I don't know what happened, but the car on the other side, it was pointed the wrong way on this one-way street. I do not know if that was a factor or if the car got spun around. Well, driving in an unfamiliar city and trying to understand one-way streets is problematic, you know? When you're used to the streets and you know which way they go, it's all good, but I can certainly see where there's room for doing the wrong thing when it's not a road you drive on every day. Well, I've got Johnny and we're coming back through town. Main Street here by Guardian Angel. I am very sleepy. Was not very talkative on the drive. Hey buddy, we're gonna have to inconvenience you for a minute because my things cost. I'll let you get. Hi honey. Hi honey. You just go down, okay? We're gonna have to inconvenience you for a while. I'm so sorry. But we're gonna make your spot nicer. Alright, everything that's going off the porch is off the porch. Don's gonna cover the Ring camera or take it down. I don't care which he does. But yeah, I filmed so much today I had to go change my battery. Anyway, I blew it with the Ego blower and I went around with the dustpan brush. I got a bunch of the cobwebs and leaves and stuff. There's a few places I can't reach. Knocked off a couple of mud wasp tubes. And I did what I could to help Don out. But you get the gist. I had actually washed the siding kind of by hand where I could reach around the door and behind the chairs several times. But it needs a real washing. Don's out there working really hard. It's a lot of work. He's having to scrub, and I just, I've been cleaning off the heating pad cords, which are really dusty and grimy, and putting new towels on the heating pads, and I cleaned all of the chairs. He's going to end up rinsing them off and doing them the other way, but, you know, I got the first round off, so when he goes to do it, it ought to work okay. I guess that's what I'm saying. It's a lot of work. Well, I would say as labor intensive as it is, that we're going to have to, you know, it'd just be better to find somebody we could trust to come and do it. It's just a lot of work. Although, even when other people come, it's still a lot of work. And I really do feel for Don. He's getting that bleach all over him. It's not fun. Well, the floor there sure does look better. He's got the power washer now, plus, you know, having done the bleach and used the broom. I've been wiping up high. It really needed it. I can notice a difference from over here, so that's cool. I did over here too, but no, I'm not tackling anything on the Lego shelf today. No, no. Hey, Donnie.
Hey, pretty girl.
We're pretty much done.
Yeah, we are pretty much done.
I hand wiped the covers, so they're not perfect, but they're better. Don had a surprise for me. He had these slide on, slide off attachment thingies for my remote controls on my heating pads, and he says let's wait till tomorrow to plug in my light string because there's a chance there's water in that cord. Yeah. And Panther stuff is online, so we'll just do without the lights for one night. It's a different cord, it's a different outlet. You know, the heating pad's always on, the light string comes on an A device. Okay, he changed his mind, plugged them in, and it didn't chip to GFCI, so that's good. And now if our Ring camera is working, we're all good. I gotta go check on that.